The moon once sent a fairy to the sleeping world below. She carried not a weapon, nor a crown, only a single tear of light. Where she walked, silence bloomed like silver flowers, and the night itself listened, wondering if even the loneliest light could still save a dream. Hello, friends? Tonight, let's listen to a story. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and let your imagination fly with this tale. The night was quiet enough to hear the sigh of the stars. From the silver cradle of the moon, a fairy descended, her wings woven from light and silence. The world below was sleeping, bathed in pale glow. She had no name, only a purpose whispered by the moon itself, to carry a forgotten dream to the land where dawn no longer came. Her feet touched the water's surface, and ripples of light followed her steps. The world did not know she had arrived, a traveler born from moonlight and loneliness. Each night, she wandered across mountains and rivers of shadow. She carried a small sphere that shimmered like dew, the last dream given by the moon. When she touched it, faint melodies echoed through the darkness, as if the stars remembered their forgotten songs. But the earth beneath her feet was cold and cracked. She whispered to the winds, asking why the world had stopped dreaming. Only silence replied. At dawn that never truly came, she reached a valley of sleeping trees. Their branches were gray and lifeless, yet they leaned toward her light. She placed the sphere between their roots and waited. For a moment, nothing stirred. Then, a single leaf unfolded, trembling with silver veins. The fairy smiled, a soft, uncertain curve, for she had seen the first sign of awakening. But hope is fragile, and darkness is jealous. From the edge of the valley rose shadows, shapes that once were dreams, now hollow and hungry. They surrounded her, whispering, "You do not belong here, moon boy." The fairy clutched her sphere, its light trembling as fear brushed her heart. Yet, even then, she stood firm. For the moon's light never wavers, only dims when lonely. The shadows rushed forward like a storm. Her wings flared open, scattering beams of light that sliced through the dark. Pain filled her, not from the fight, but from sorrow. She saw what the world had become. Every dream once sung beneath the stars now twisted into emptiness. Still, she whispered, "If even one dream remains, I will protect it." When silence returned, the valley shimmered faintly once more. The fairy fell to her knees, exhausted. Her wings dimmed, her glow fading like the moon before dawn. She placed the sphere against her chest, and a single tear, bright as starlight, touched its surface. The dream within it began to pulse again, like a heartbeat calling to the sky. Above, the moon seemed to weep. Its light spilled down like rain, gently covering the wounded fairy in a silver veil. The sphere lifted from her hands, floating upward. It carried her last breath, her wish for the world to dream again. As she watched it rise, she whispered, "Carry my song to where dawn is waiting." The light reached the clouds and broke open like dawn. The sky, long forgotten, painted itself with the color of life. Rivers began to sing again. Mountains sighed in relief, and the trees of the valley awoke to a world reborn. But where the fairy had once stood, only a faint shimmer remained, a trace of moonlight upon the grass. Now, when night falls again, some say the moon looks fuller, gentler, as if smiling. Children dream of silver wings, and songs once forgotten are whispered again in sleep. No one remembers her name, but every dream that begins with moonlight carries her grace. And if you gaze at the moon long enough, you may see her shadow walking upon its light. Still carrying that single sphere of silver dream, she no longer belongs to the earth or the sky. She belongs to the quiet between them, where light becomes song, and dreams never fade. Once, the world shimmered like a song of stars. But time passed, and hearts forgot how to keep their light alive. One by one, the flames faded, until only a single spark remained. trembling at the edge of a silent world. And there she stood, the last fairy, guardian of the final light, waiting between darkness and hope. So, the world would not vanish into eternal night. The world had long been drowned in shadow. Mountains had lost their shimmer, and the sea had turned into a heavy, gray void. Only a single, tender glow remained, a small light still, breathing beneath the ruins of the sky. And there she stood, the last fairy, fragile in body. Yet her eyes still carried a spark of the once blue heavens. Her name was Lyra, guardian of the final light, in a world that had forgotten itself. Every night, Lyra rekindled the fragile light. She spoke to it as though to an old friend half asleep. "Little light," she whispered, "do not fade. The world still needs a dream to hold." Sometimes she cried, for the air was too heavy with silence. Yet each tear that fell turned into a tiny star, circling softly around the glowing sphere. Long ago, it was said that 1,000 fairies guarded the sun. Now, there was only her, and one single point of light. She did not know how much longer she could protect it. The wind often carried whispers from the shadows, urging her to surrender, but Lyra always answered with a smile. "As long as this light still burns, I am not alone." One morning that was no longer blue, Lyra found a flower blooming near her feet. An impossible thing in a dying world. The petals glowed softly, colored like memories of a time long gone. She realized then, the light she guarded was beginning to heal the earth. She knelt, touched the petals, and felt the warmth of the world she once loved. For the first time in centuries, she smiled with hope. Yet, hope always comes with a trial. The sky cracked open, and from its wounds fell black rain, ash instead of water. Lyra shielded the light with her body. Her wings slowly caught fire. Her pain was silent, but her gaze never wavered from the fragile glow. For she knew, if the light died, the world would fall into endless silence. The rain ceased, yet the world could barely breathe. Lyra fell to her knees, weak, her wings torn apart, but between her wounds, the light still pulsed softly in her hands, warm, like the heart of the world refusing to die. She held it close, tenderly, like a mother cradling her last child. "If I must fade," she whispered, "let your light live on." Then, from the distance, she saw another shape, faint, but real. A small bird made of light was gliding closer. As if searching for home, Lyra opened her hands, and the bird rested gently upon the glowing sphere. The two merged, forming a brighter radiance. The ground trembled. Mountains began to breathe again. The world was remembering how to live.